Good morning, guys. I decided I'm just going to make a short video on the safety of soap making and just a little bit on what you will need in general. So what I'm going to show you is just general. It's not a specific recipe. In soap making, the first thing you will need is a pot. Now I just grabbed any pot. I'm not going to go dig out my pot that I normally use, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you will see the pot that I use. The reason I'm making this short video is because all my other videos I just get straight into making the soap and I do not go through the safety instructions or anything like that. So for soap making, you'll need a pot. You'll obviously need a mold. You will need a scale to weigh down your ingredients. That will be your soap, your oil, sorry, your lye, your water, your fragrance, etc. You will also need a stick blender, and for most part of it also a silicone spatula. You will need your water, and always use distilled water. You will need caustic soda. You will need whatever oil you're going to be using. I normally use coconut oil, so I'm just popping that out there. And you will need any essential oil, whatever you choose to, whatever fragrance you want it to have. So any essential oil and anything that will color your soap, so be it pigments, micas, or whatever you choose to use. Now in terms of the safety, you will also need a pair of gloves, and in my case I also use a face mask. I'm not taking chances, so I use a face mask. Gloves, I wear glasses, so I am just always using faith that my glasses will prevent anything from splashing into my eyes, because I really am going to struggle to put on goggles on top of glasses. And then I also use a jug. Now the jug is specifically for the caustic soda or the lye mixture that you're going to make. Now lye mixture will always consist of water and caustic soda. Your recipe will tell you how much water you need, and you pour the water into your jug after you've measured it, of course. Your recipe will also tell you how much lye you need, and you'll measure this down on your scale, and then you will ultimately put your lye into the jug too. Now there is a very important rule to know. Never put your lye in first and your water next. Never do that. You might end up with a little explosion. The best way to remember it is that caustic soda is like, if you look at it, it looks like snow. That's the easiest way to remember this. It's like snow. And the water, you can picture a lake. So when it snows, the snow falls onto the lake. The snow falls onto the water. So always remember, water first and then comes your snow. That's the easy way to remember that. Very, very important to remember that. You will be wearing all your safety gear when you make this mixture. Always go outside or in a place where there's a lot of ventilation. Try and, if you go outside, I always stand downwind. So the opposite, not the opposite, sorry, I stand in the side of where the wind comes from, so that when the wind blows the fumes from this, it will be going away from me and not towards me. When you mix this, this mixture becomes very, very hot, and it gives off a lot of fumes. So you need to try and avoid inhaling it. Don't get it on your skin, and just use extra safety when you are working with, ultimately what this becomes is your lye. So I always go outside. I find out which direction the wind blows from. I stand on the side where the wind is blowing from, so that the fumes will be blown away from me and not towards me. Wearing gloves, you will mix, you'll put your water in, you'll put your lye, your caustic soda in, and you'll stir this until it becomes clear. When you first pour it in, you'll see it becomes murky, and you'll just stir until it becomes clear, and you'll actually feel, as you stir, you'll feel the heat raise up to your hand. This gets very hot, and when you feel it, you'll feel that it's very, very hot. And then when it's clear, I specifically use something with a lid, and this lid locks in at the best of times, and so it's rather safe, and it also locks the hole here. You can see the head is unlocked. There it's sealed, and there it's also got some grids. So I just use this jug with a lid because I'm just going to be extra safe when it comes to caustic soda and lye. And then obviously, based on your recipe, you'll allow it to cool down to whatever temperature you need it to be to continue with your soap making. But the lye and caustic soda, gloves, masks is very, very important. You don't particularly need a mask, but I'm rather safe than sorry. So that is pretty much the ingredients you would ever need for soap making, unless you get more advanced and you'll start using embeds and all sorts of other funny things. But just for the basic beginner, that's pretty much what you need to start off with, and that is the safety instructions and guidelines that you need to follow. Also remember that whatever you use, whatever pot, jug, spatula, even your blender, whatever you use in soap making, never ever use it again for food. I've actually got a box where I keep all this stuff in. That's my normal pot, my food pot. I wasn't going to pull out my soap pot now, but all the stuff that I use, the jugs, blenders, spatulas, pots, everything, I keep in a box, and it's specifically only for soap making. I never use any of those things again in the kitchen for any food preparations or anything like that. So try and keep it separate, because you don't want to mix and match with this stuff. What else is there? I don't think that I've forgotten to mention anything in terms of safety. Common sense, keep all this sort of stuff out of reach of children and pets. Recycle whatever you can recycle. And yes, I don't think I've forgotten anything. Please comment if I have, and I do apologize if I have forgotten something, but I think I have covered everything. Yes, please like and subscribe, and I would be speaking to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.